Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today I'm bringing you episode 34 of my brand new comics haul series. This is a series where each and every week when I head down to my local comic shop and pick up all the new issues I'm going to be getting that week, I show you guys everything I got and tell you a little bit about every single issue. So as always, let's pull these comics out of the bag. I've got quite a haul for you guys today. I picked up 8 issues from Marvel, 2 issues from Image, a lot of other weeks in September have been pretty small, so this totally made up for it. 10 issues in total. I'm going to be showing them all, but now that we've got these comics out of the bag, as always, let's get the bag out of the way. Alright, now that that's over with, let's get into all of these brand new issues that I picked up this week. So kicking the list off this week, I've got my most anticipated issue of the week. Of course, I give these awards to all the different issues. The ones I'm the most excited for, most anticipated, goes to The Death of Doctor Strange, issue number 1. This is quite a big release, one that probably a lot of you guys have been anticipating for a while at this point, and it's a very mysterious issue. I don't think I knew anything about it before picking it up, and we don't have any details on who's going to kill him, who the villain of this story is going to be. On the cover there, which is by Care Andrews, that's a super cool cover. We see Doctor Strange floating above this strange tentacle skull. So there's these new villains being introduced. We've seen solicitations up to issue number 4 at this point. It should be interesting. It's written by Jed MacKay, who's definitely a rising star in comics right now. He's mostly doing work for Marvel, and they're putting him on event books like this. So as tie-ins start to roll out, we'll see the Strange Academy kids getting involved. They've got a tie-in, the Avengers, and a whole bunch of other people. The ceremony happens next issue, but who knows who even killed him or who the next Doctor Strange is going to be. So that's The Death of Doctor Strange, issue number 1. And moving on with Marvel Comics this week, I've got another really big release that I've been excited for. This one is Guardians of the Galaxy, issue number 18, The Last Annihilation, The Huge Conclusion. So this is part 7, the big finale of the Last Annihilation event. We've just had the main story being told in these Guardians of the Galaxy issues. This is also an important issue because it turns out it's the last issue of Al Ewing's run on the Guardians of the Galaxy series. But now with The Last Annihilation, this has been one of my favorite events that Marvel's put out in such a long time. Really huge stakes. We see Dormammu on the cover here. He's the big villain here. He's possessed Ego the Living Planet, and he's spewing out all of these mindless ones. This cover explains it all. The art has been by Juan Frigeri, and although we've only had 7 issues in total, the scope has been huge. They've been attacking all these different planets. So the big finale to Al Ewing's run and to The Last Annihilation, I'd definitely check out the trade paperback for Last Annihilation whenever it comes out. So can't wait to see how it ends. That's Guardians of the Galaxy issue number 18. Moving on this week, I've got another brand new issue from Marvel. This one is Alien issue number 7, and it says on the cover here, the new arc starts here. So I didn't know what to expect from this, and taking a peek inside, it is going to be a completely new cast and a completely new story. In that little recap page, it says this is set 2 years after the last story arc of Aliens, in which we saw Gabriel Cruz, this retired worker for Weyland-Utani, going back and fighting against aliens, trying to save his son. So I imagine some of the, repercussions of what could have happened after that first story arc are going to be told in here. Maybe we'll get some backstory, but it is a whole new cast. Something about some anti-Weyland-Utani group that are trying to refurbish and terraform different planets. So it could be really interesting. It is the exact same creative team, which I'm glad because they've been doing a really good job. Hopefully they'll still get that movie alien horror down just like they did in the first arc. So that's Alien issue number 7. And next up this week, I've got Fantastic Four issue number 36. That's right, I'm giving this one my Best Cover Art of the Week award. Look at that amazing cover by Mark Brooks. He's been doing a phenomenal job on all of the covers that he's been doing for Fantastic Four since about issue number 25 when they did sort of the relaunch. This is of course written by Dan Slott with art by Nico Leone on this story, and the cover explains it. Ever since the conclusion to the Bride of Doom story arc, Dr. Doom cast some sort of spell on him that made him be flame on forever. So obviously Johnny Storm has been able to control his powers for the longest time. He says flame on, I guess flame off. I'm not sure if that's what he says to turn it off. But now he is always going to be flaming. So Reed Richards is trying to figure out a solution to this, and they'll have to try to figure something out. So we also had an issue of FF last week, the big anniversary issue. This is one of my favorite series on the shelves right now. Dan Slott has really pinned down that family dynamic and the lightheartedness of the Fantastic Four. So let's Fantastic Four issue number 36, best cover art of the week in my opinion. And next up from Marvel Comics this week, I've got Moon Knight issue number 3. So this has been another favorite of mine recently, a double dip by Jed MacKay this week. He's also the writer of this issue, and this is an ongoing series, unlike Death of Doctor Strange. We've had really good artwork also with some big scope stuff happening, but some awesome double splash pages, and we see him opening this midnight mission, which is just this place, this sanctuary that people can go to ask Moon Knight for help. He's the protector of the night. He protects people that travel at night from vampires, from crooks, from anyone else who's trying to attack them or do harm to them, so they can come ask him for help. And we've seen this other sort of darker Moon Knight who's also a fist of Khonshu, the ancient moon god that gave Moon Knight his powers, who's sort of rebelling against him. So that's Moon Knight issue number 3. And next up from Marvel this week, I've got X-Men issue number 3. That's right, I'm giving this one the Best Creative Team of the Week award because we've got Pepe Larraz on art on this issue. The writing is by Jerry Duggan, who I don't have much of an opinion about his writing, but Pepe Larraz's art is absolutely amazing. Paired with Marte Gracia's coloring on this series, Pepe Larraz has just been stepping up the game since he started up on X-Men recently, when he illustrated House of X with Jonathan Hickman at the beginning of everything Krakoa. But now, a couple years later, we have this brand new X-Men team in this brand new ongoing series, just a few issues deep, but I've really liked it so far. I think Jerry Duggan has told a very different story than Jonathan Hickman's X-Men run. So that's X-Men number 3, Best Creative Team of the Week in my opinion. Can't wait to read this one. And next up this week, I've got Gamma Flight, issue number 4. So this is the penultimate issue of this Gamma Flight miniseries. It's been decent in my opinion. I think Gamma Flight is a very new team. They were introduced in Immortal Hulk, which is wrapping up soon, but this is, spinning out of it. It's the first time that this team has really been the center of a comic. So we've had a few different things happening in the series, but behind it all is Emil Blonsky, aka the Abomination. That made me really excited to see that character back. He was teaming up with this scientist, I'm forgetting her name, that's been in the background of a lot of Hulk stuff recently, and this Gamma Flight team is going up against them, as well as Scar, the son of Hulk, who we see on the cover there. So they're all teaming up, something will come to a head, and I guess we'll have everything set up for issue number 5, the final issue of this story. So that's Gamma Flight issue number 4. And next up this week, I've got Symbiote Spider-Man Crossroads issue number 3. This is definitely a contender for best cover art of the week. That the colors on that cover really pop. It's by Greg Land, who also does the artwork in the interior of this issue. It's written by Peter David as usual. So as many of you may know, this is the 4th installment of the Symbiote Spider-Man miniseries that they've been doing. And what I'm realizing reading all of these is that it just doesn't really have any stakes. Obviously, it's telling a backstory from when Peter Parker had the Venom symbiote. So if you want some fun action, if you just want some Spider-Man with the Venom symbiote and, no stakes, but still some pretty cool storytelling, definitely pick this up. But I'm thinking about dropping this or not getting the next miniseries just because I'm losing a little bit of interest. I didn't read those classic Venom and Spidey issues when they came out, obviously, because I'm not old enough to have read them. Spidey is being thrown through different time loops, battling the Hulk in the last issue, and now he's fighting Devil Dinosaur. So some pretty cool characters that are meeting Spider-Man for the first time in here. So that's Symbiote Spider-Man Crossroads number 3. And now moving on to Image Comics this week. Like I said, I've only got 2 issues from them, but they're both some pretty exciting releases this week. So the first one that I've got here is Radiant Black, issue number 8. So I've liked the last couple issues. I just recently caught up on the last couple months of the Radiant Black releases. I really liked issue number 6, where we had kind of a break where it just told the origin of Radiant Red. There's a lot of different Radiants. There's a bunch of different colors. A lot of people are comparing it to Power Rangers, which Kyle Higgins wrote way back in the day a few years ago, and now he's writing this. So there are some similarities with the colors and everything. This radiant power that people have gotten from randomly finding these floating black holes and touching them, being imbued these different powers. Each of them has a different power. The last issue we just saw all of the Radiants getting into shenanigans, running away from this guy here who's some sort of villain. That's Radiant Black issue number 8. I'm excited to see where they go with this series. And now for the final issue that I picked up this week, I've got King Spawn issue number 2. I'm really excited to read this one. I did a whole in-depth and full review of the first issue if you want to check that video out, but now we've got a $3 price tag on this book. Just like Todd McFarlane and the whole Spawn's Universe team promised, these first issues of these new ongoing series are $6 and you get a whole bunch of backup stories and everything, but now it's only $3 for the ongoing series. Really great deal and good quality. You got a cardstock cover, but for the contents of this comic, it's written by Sean Lewis, so it's not the creator of Spawn, but I think it is a good break from Todd McFarlane's writing style. I liked how it was like almost more of a modern art style also in the last issue by Javier Fernandez, and we see this sort of cult that's like worshiping King Spawn, right? Al Simmons, the original Spawn. So it's just following him and Billy Kincaid, this like classic murderer from the first few issues of Spawn, coming back and starting this cult to try to make Spawn the king of everything, try to make him conquer the world. The first issue is great. I'm excited to see how this creative team holds up. I hope that the second issue lives up to my expectations. So that's King Spawn issue number 2. Alright, well that's every single one of the brand new issues that I picked up this week. I want to know what you guys got though. Let me know down in the comment section below. If you've already read your issues, which one was your favorite? Or if you haven't yet, which one was your most anticipated issue this week? I haven't been posting as many videos recently. I've just been doing these comic hauls every week as usual. So I want to get back into posting videos, start trying out some new stuff. I might do a Death of Doctor Strange review, so keep your eyes peeled. I'm going to start posting some more videos soon. So if you did enjoy this video, or if you got some good information from it, make sure to hit that subscribe button. That's the big red button which is sitting right below this video. You can also hit the notifications bell which is sitting right next to it. You'll be notified every single time I post a new video if you don't want to miss any. So that's everything from me for today. Thank you so much for watching, everyone. Bye guys.